What up, Gale Nation? Welcome back to H24 Sports. I am your host, Jacob J. Tiffin. Hey, how do you do? Bada bing, bada boom. Above me are my two co-hosts. We got, Sliced Bread Vin Pinchero, then,
Oh yeah.
you know him, you love him, the top dog, Danny Reed.
Yeah,
What's
Top
going on
dog,
for us?
blah, blah, blah. It's a great day. It's a beautiful day out today.
It's a great day outside.
It's very
A whole
nice.
lot of action has been going on the last week. Recently, the trade
yeah.
deadline in the NBA passed, but I think I want to talk about a trade in a different league, being the National Football League. Currently, we had two significant trades in the NFL draft. San Francisco, well, first off, let me just set the stage. Miami held the third overall pick. That was Houston's pick because they're dumb. So Miami held that pick and decided to trade back. They traded the pick to San Francisco for the 12th overall pick, the 2022 first rounder, a 2022 third rounder, and a 2023 first rounder. So first rounders the next two draft and a third. Miami flipped that pick to Philly to trade back up into the top six. So Miami acquired that, and they swapped fourth and fifth rounders, and then Philly at 12 and first rounder in 2022. So just afterwards, San Francisco now holds third overall pick. Miami holds six. Philly owns 12.
So
Okay.
what this tells me is that first of all, this is Garoppolo's last year as the San Francisco starting quarterback. That's no question.
I haven't
Not
taken.
necessarily.
You think they're going to take Sewell?
So here's the thing: San Francisco at 12 meant that they could get none of the elite talent in the NFL draft. For those that do not know, as of right now, in my opinion, there are probably around 10 or 9 elite talents in this draft. Those being the 4 quarterbacks, even 5 in Mac Jones. So that being Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Zach Jones, Trey Lance, and Mac Jones. So I don't know if I said Mac already, whatever. Those 5.
Zach and Mac.
You have the tight end Kyle Pitts out of Florida. You have the 3 receivers, Jamar Chase out of LSU, and the 2 Alabama receivers in Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle. And then the offensive tackle at Oregon, Penei Sewell. San Francisco at 12 could get none of them. Maybe Mac Jones if they wanted to, but I have a feeling he's going to go to New England because it just makes too much sense. Them getting up to 3 doesn't necessarily mean they're going quarterback here because they do like Jimmy G. And when Jimmy G is good, San Francisco can make the Super Bowl because it happened. They could go there, but it depends on what the Jets do.
I mean, apparently Zach Wilson looked pretty darn good today at the pro
Zach
day.
Wilson looked incredible today. So, but it depends on the Jets' not pride, how they value Sam Darnold, and if they value him enough this year to go somewhere else and go receiver or go tackle.
I mean, I don't think they'll go receiver. If they're gonna take anyone at 2 that's not Zach Wilson, I think they take Sewell. That or they're trading back. I just don't know because the Niners gave up a lot for that 3 pick. The Jets are probably gonna ask for more for that 2nd pick.
They didn't even talk.
What?
The Jets did not even San Fran tried to trade into the top 5.
They didn't even.
They talked to 3, 4, and 5. They didn't even talk to the Jets.
That's what I mean. Like if a team were to ask for that, the Jets are going to look at, well, if Miami got that for the 3 pick, we want something like that, maybe a little more for the 2 pick with anyone that wants to jump up.
No, I don't. The Jets didn't even pick up the phone, Danny.
No, I'm saying in general.
That's why I don't think they're trading back.
Yeah, I don't think they are either. But
so San Fran here can go quarterback, but if they do go quarterback, I think it's everyone except for Lawrence and Wilson. You'd be lucky if you get Wilson, but it's possible. But you can also go receiver. I don't think going tight end because they have George Kittle. So you can pair up receiver with Ayuk and go from there.
I feel like they're gonna. When it came out, there's I think Schefter tweeted this. It came out that they said Garoppolo's our quarterback this year. They didn't say for the future. He said he's our guy this year. So someone tells you that they're gonna have a guy because if you look at Garoppolo's contract, he's got 2 years left. He's got this year, next year. So I feel like they could draft a guy. They could draft realistically, just looking at just based on the quarterbacks that are available, 1, 2, 3. I mean, Lawrence is gone. Urban Meyer was literally on vacation during the pro day today. And the Jets are probably, based on Wilson's pro day, if the Jets were to take a quarterback, it'd be Wilson. So I feel like they end up taking Fields at 3 because you can't trade up that much to not take a quarterback. You know what I mean? Because quarterbacks are hard to come by. like I get that there's a lot of elite talent, and I understand that there's a lot there, and it's hard to get into there. But if they were gonna trade up to not the 3 pick to get into the elite talent to not take a quarterback, they would have traded up like to the 8 or something like that if they wanted that. The fact they traded to 3 tells me that they want a quarterback.
I don't know, just with the way everything looks, it looks like you can take a receiver there.
I agree. Like I wouldn't. It's not like the wrong decision.
He hasn't gotten in yet.
What?
Poor Vin, he hasn't gotten in yet.
Vin, what do you got on? I'm sorry, dude.
Well, this is really interesting when you think about it, because the Jets.
Thank you, Vin. Okay.
The Jets can do really anything. Like, it just, as Jacob said, it all depends on how they value Sam Darnold. And honestly, when he was drafted, he was a good quarterback. He came out of college, he was doing well, and then just the Jets ruined him. And now he's like a low tier quarterback. And there's the only people to blame is the Jets organization. Danny, I'm sorry I'm bashing your organization.
No, it's well deserved. You're right. It's well deserved.
And when you look at San Francisco, if Jimmy G is not your guy, if they decide, hey, he's not our guy, then if you have enough talent in the quarterback pool in this year's draft, you draft the quarterback, because you never know what happens. But then you look at Miami, who, Jacob, you said they traded to the 6th pick, right?
Yeah, Miami now holds the 6th pick and San Fran's next 2 first-rounders while giving up one of their own to Philly.
Okay, so the way I look at this is, in my opinion, I think this means the Dolphins actually have some semblance of faith in Tua Tagovailoa.
1,000%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a lot of Dolphin fans, including my own father, who doesn't want Tua because of his performance this year. And I tell all the Dolphin fans, you can't base a man's entire career off 6 or 7 games. You can't throw somebody to the wolves and expect them to be amazing unless they're a once in a generation talent like Tom Brady or Connor McDavid. But this all goes back to the point I make all the time with young athletes. They need time to develop. Jacob, we talked about this about the Rangers. Every sport, time to develop. And if the franchise doesn't want to put enough effort in, enough time in to help that player develop, then maybe they're better off somewhere else.
Yeah, I think this trade is evident that Miami has full faith in Tua for at least the next couple years. Because I think realistically they were not going quarterback at all. So trading back 3 spots shows that they're still in a position to get an elite talent to pair with Devontae Parker and newly signed Will Fuller. So I don't think Sewell will be there at 6. I think he might go Cincy. But you still have probably your choice of Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase,
maybe
Devontae Smith, and Jalen Waddle. All those guys pairing up against those 2 receivers with Tua, you're setting up Tua in such a great situation to go for a playoff spot or even taking the AFC East title from the Bills, or even the Patriots because of how much they loaded up. So they're trying to stay competitive here, and they are in prime position to do so, not just for this year, but for the next coming years. Also, I do kind of want to trash Philly a little bit.
I don't know what
stupid, and I love it. Oh, my bias is coming out.
No, I don't know what Philly was thinking there. So do they just have full faith now in, I guess, Jalen Hurts?
It's not even that they have full faith in Jalen Hurts. It's that they're not even giving him a primary guy. Because the Eagles don't have. I don't really think they have many receivers. Who's their number 1 right now?
Rager, maybe.
Yeah, it's Rager.
Was it Fulgham?
Yeah, Fulgham. It's Rager and Fulgham.
They like to use what's his face out of the backfield a lot, Boston Scott.
But what I'm saying is they don't have guys. This draft is such a prime opportunity to get a guy in the top 10, and Philly was there. They had that opportunity, and instead they're taking Miami's pick next year, which I don't know. I think that pick's going to be in the 20s. That's not a good place to get a guy that's going to help you win now. Philly needed that pick at 6, and I think this is a major screw up for the Philly front office. Because at 12, you're probably going to get a defensive guy. I don't really think there's many offensive weapons at 12.
Well, I feel like their defense wasn't great anyway, right?
No, it wasn't, but they needed more help offensively, I feel. Especially with some guys that they lost. I think they lost, was Alshon Jeffrey on the Eagles?
Yeah, I think they bought, they cut him or they bought him out.
Yeah, they lost him.
I would cut him. I would buy him out too. He's garbage.
Yeah, but they don't have anyone. That's the thing.
No, you know what? That's you know what? Then we can laugh at the Philadelphia Eagles for as long as we shall live.
I'm laughing. I think it's hilarious.
I'm okay with that. It's funny. You know who we can laugh at too? Dallas. Because they gave Dak Prescott all that money and they're not going to win anything.
I'm excited to see how it unfolds because I feel like there's so many, like as you said, Jacob, there are so many possibilities for the rest of the draft to go. When is it? Like a month from now, right?
Actually a month to the day, I think.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy too? Liam, shout out to Liam, he brought this up. Why wouldn't they do this like on draft day?
Why not?
I guess that's true.
I mean,
there's no way.
Philly, Miami, or San Fran.
All three of them. Like, why not?
Miami and San Fran. If you're Miami, this is the best you're gonna get. This is the best thing you're gonna get, without a doubt. And I think they didn't want to like. The thing is with this stuff, like, is if you can come to an agreement now, what's the point of waiting until draft day to do it? Because like, if anything, you're gonna get cold feet about it, and it's gonna wash away. So we're a month out of the draft now, and I think we have 2 trades that are monumental in the draft. So, yeah. If you can agree to it now, there's no point in doing it a month from now.
That's true. I like to see action happening though. I wonder what else is gonna happen now. Like I wonder, like, do the Panthers trade up? What do they do? Do the Lions even trade up? Maybe. Do you think they're rocking with Goff this year?
Why wouldn't you? You have Goff locked up for the foreseeable future. I think he's a 4 years left on his contract, 5 years.
Oh my god!
You traded. Goff was a big part in that trade, and I think like it helps Detroit stay stagnant in order to rebuild. And by the last 2 years of that contract, Goff might be ready to lead that team into a playoff run. Because Goff's been to the Super Bowl before. He has playoff experience, like very fast playoff experience for a young quarterback. So it's not like you got a scrub there. Goff is no scrub. Goff is top half in quarterbacks, possibly top 10. Like
he's not top.
Like, Goff is low key, kind of. He's not bad. Like
he's not bad, but in the top 10, that's like an exclusive like upper echelon type group.
Not 10 or 9.
There's a lot of quarterbacks that you can, or at least a decent amount of quarterbacks you can say are top 10 quarterbacks. Like Roethlisberger, Brady, Lamar.
Big Ben's
Patrick.
Not top 10 anymore, buddy.
Yeah, Roethlisberger.
Not at all. No.
I didn't want to not say Big Ben.
Goff is better than Big Ben.
That I agree with. Big Ben's done.
Big Ben needs to retire. He's old and
well, this is his last year probably. They restructured his deal, right?
No, they just brought him back. They did restructure his deal, though. But yeah, they brought him back.
Isn't it fun to laugh at the Philadelphia teams or the Pennsylvania teams?
It's always fun.
I don't mind laughing. I don't want to laugh at the Steelers. I don't mind them.
Why? Because they're garbage. And they're toxic.
Corvette.
Juju Smith-Schuster's toxic.
I don't even know if it's toxic. I feel like it's just.
He's toxic. What do you mean?
If you're toxic, your teammates hate
like a putz. He's a putz. You can be toxic and your teammates can still like you because the teammates can be toxic too.
And if everyone's toxic in the locker room, then but they're cool with each other, then
Claypool did kind of just commit
assault.
Claypool.
Oh yeah, Claypool. That was.
I just kicked the guy while drunk.
Yeah,
they were out at like a restaurant. They're out at a restaurant. They're in the parking lot, like arguing, like his group and someone else's group, and someone was on the ground, and Claypool went over and kicked him.
Oh, Claypool.
Okay. Well, days of our Steelers.
I'm going to transition now because I feel like.
There's been other trades
to the hardwood.
Do hardwood? Do we want to go college or we go professional? Where do we want to go first?
Do you want to stick with the trade topic?
Either works for me. I got plenty of content either way.
I feel like we should start off with the trade deadline, and I feel like we should go in chronological order for that. The moves that kicked it off.
All right. So first move, JaVale McGee for Isaiah Hartenstein. How's that going to impact the NBA, guys?
They get the Nuggets get a nice backup big.
The MVP. JaVale for MVP.
I mean, the McGee's a good player though. It's kind of funny.
JaVale's going back to Denver, where
he was like prime.
That's peak Shackton, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. What if he goes back to that? It's just if he goes back to peak Shackton, it's over for the league. It's over.
Yeah. So I think the first big thing here is Orlando blowing it up completely. Like in the post Dwight Howard era, it's been a lot of turmoil for the Magic. only 2 playoff runs in the last 2 years, a 7 and an 8 seed, and they decided, hey, we suck now again, so we're blowing it up. Big one right off the
big one
bat.
right out the gate.
Vucevic and Al-Farouq Aminu to Chicago for Wendell Carter, Otto Porter, and a 2021 first rounder and a 2023 first rounder. They're all top 4 protected, meaning if it lands 5 to 30, it goes to Orlando. If not, it goes to Chicago. So I think both way, this is a fantastic trade.
I agree, because
I think this is.
Zach LaVine finally gets an all-star teammate, which is nice to see. And the Bulls are looking good now. The Bulls are a big market. So like, not only are they a big market, but now they got 2 really good players in Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic, who's gone underappreciated for the past like 8 years in Orlando.
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy who's.
They got young talent around the roster too. Like, this could become like a nice spot for some free agents too.
Absolutely.
It's a great trade for Chicago.
Vucevic is coming off of a year where he's averaging 24-12, shooting 48% and 40% from deep. He's, 2% on field goal and like 7% on free throw from a 40-40-90 year as a center.
He's phenomenal. It's
Vucevic is crazy. Also, Orlando's get back Wendell Carter and Otto Porter. They're getting back basically like a redo of the 2017, 2018 draft whenever Mo Bamba got drafted, because Wendell was picked right after Mo Bamba. So
and now the teammates, they can figure it out.
Yeah.
Right.
Bamba basically a bust at this point. Wendell in this year's been averaging 11 and 8 in 25 minutes. Wendell is a guy that can develop into the center that you want in Orlando. Otto Porter, just a placeholder, really. And the 2 firsts are huge.
Yeah, it's going to be nice. Vin, what are your thoughts on this one?
Well, I mean, like, I think this trade deadline, I don't want to say drastically, but it shifts the landscape of the NBA of the rest of this season, and actually in the future seasons. Because if you look at what teams made what trades, a lot of teams, in the lower echelon of the East and the West, like the lower 4 through 8 seeds of each conference, and even the top seeds, everyone's making moves. So it's going to be interesting to see how the second half of the season plays out, because it's going to be fun.
Yeah, and I saw something that Schefter, I think 23 teams made a trade yesterday.
Yeah, I was surprised to see this was this is the most active trade deadline in NBA history. I thought what was it, 2015, 2016?
Which one was that again?
The one that the Heat got Dragic from Phoenix, but that I remember that one was
all those point guards.
It broke Twitter. It broke Twitter. I remember that.
Yeah.
I thought that one was more chaotic, but apparently this one was. Also, just finishing up the Orlando dump. Fournier goes to Boston for Jeff Teague and 2 second-rounders, and Aaron Gordon, probably the big piece here. Well, obviously Vucevic, but I think Gordon was the one flirted around the most. Aaron Gordon and Gary Clark to Denver for Gary Harris, RJ Hampton, and first rounder in 2025. I think Orlando's getting a really good package here from all 3 teams, really, except for really Boston. But you're getting Gary Harris, who's a young enough guard to help you stay stagnant. You're getting RJ Hampton, a rookie, really highly touted rookie at that.
Oh yeah, I think he's gonna be really good.
So my question though for Denver is, I mean, obviously Aaron Gordon is a great player. He's gonna fill in that four hold great. They've been missing Jeremy Grant this year. Now they don't get Jeremy Grant, but they get someone that's pretty good as well. Who's gonna run 2 guard? I actually just don't know their roster. Who's gonna run the 2 guard now?
They had a plethora of guards, Danny. Remember, they have Barton. They have
Monte Morris. I know that.
Yeah, they have a plethora of guys. They're going to be fine. Okay. I think also Gary Harris was in a down year this year, and I think out of the guards there, he was probably the most expendable.
Okay.
I think for them it's a move that makes them better, and we're going to see a trend of a lot of the Western Conference teams right now. They're making moves to push them ahead of the Lakers right now and take advantage of Anthony Davis and LeBron James being out for this extended period of time. And I think it's going to work. I think you might see the Lakers in the play-in tournament.
I just can't wait to see all those backdoor cut lobs that Nikola Jokic, not to say his first name, I should say Jokic, when Jokic is throwing backdoor cut lobs to Aaron Gordon.
Absolutely.
That's gonna be because Aaron Gordon's a solid playmaker too, if I'm correct too. It's gonna be a passing. It's gonna be a passing fury. It's gonna be great.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Also, just going with that narrative about Western Conference teams, Portland acquired Norman Powell from Toronto for Gary Trent, Ronnie Hood. So, Trent and Powell are kind of similar, but Powell's a much better shooter. But Portland gets a guy to pair with Lillard and McCollum. That's going to be a shooting bonanza in Portland.
Oh yeah.
Over in let's see, Clippers got Rondo for Lou Will and 2 second rounders.
That is the most
honestly
trade in this.
I think that trade helps Atlanta much more than it does the Clippers because the Clippers need a playmaker. You have Patrick Beverly, like.
Well, but the fact that you're getting Rondo, he's
much.
not what he was, but
he's an
Rondo
NBA champion.
is still one of the smartest players in the history of basketball. And just having a guy like that running your point, a guy that brings the intensity on defense.
He's not running.
We got 10 minutes left. But
Beverly's running the point.
Oh, I just hit upgrade by accident, but.
Danny ruined everything.
Yeah, the tournament.
I hit upgrade by accident. Okay, we're good. My bad.
Dallas acquired JJ Redick, so that's gonna help them there.
Wait, we forgot to do this one. Mo Wagner.
Mo Wagner is a Celtic.
He got traded twice.
Washington to Chicago to Boston, and Boston also got trade away Daniel Tice to Chicago. So Chicago, it's good.
Yeah,
big man there.
So I guess Robert Williams is starting in Boston now.
Probably. George Hill goes to Philly.
Good backup.
The Knicks, big move Knicks. Terrence Ferguson and Vincent Poirier for Austin Rivers. Iggy Brzdekis.
Here's the thing. Can I talk about this trade for a second? Let me real quick.
Sure, it's very unsubstantial.
I don't have a lot to say about it, but like, here's the thing. I was skeptical when they signed Austin Rivers in before the season started. And then, he got up to not a super hot start, but he was doing pretty well for himself. And then they traded for Rose, and Emmanuel quickly exploded. So now Rivers is on the bench all the time. Like, oh, well, he's not getting enough playing time. So I think this trade for Austin Rivers is good. I don't think it's good for the Knicks because there's no point to even trade for Terrence Ferguson. Terrence Ferguson is not a good bet. Look, he's not that good. Terrence Ferguson's not that good.
Come on.
It doesn't matter.
Rivers wasn't playing when you have
Derrick
Rose, Emmanuel quickly.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
The trade didn't mean anything, bud.
It meant nothing.
It's very substantial. The Knicks were better off staying put and not
probably
giving away assets for Lonzo
instance
Ball.
of James Dolan making stupid moves for no reason.
Let's talk about GMs making stupid moves. The Houston Rockets traded Miami for Kelly Olynyk.
And Avery Brown.
Not Kelly Olynyk.
And a 2022 pick swap. Also, to replace Kelly Olynyk, the Heat acquired Nemanja Bjelica from the Sacramento Kings for Mo Harkless and Chris Silva.
Very
Pat
happy.
Riley is the greatest GMs.
He's
straight up.
Yeah, and I said this to you. So apparently, they were like holding out until like I guess 259 or whatever.
They were holding out for a while.
They were like holding out till 259, so then no one else came with the better offer. So like the Heat just kind of finessed them there.
They were pushing for Duncan Robinson, and Pat was literally like, "Listen, we have the best offer right now. Duncan's not in the offer. You're either keeping Victor on your roster and watching him walk away, or come to us, or you trade him to us and you get something. So what is it, Houston?" And they're like, "Okay,
all right, I guess we'll give you this." But I want to let you Heat fans know something. Anything can happen. So I mean, nothing.
Anything can happen.
This doesn't mean you're winning the NBA title.
You want to know what's one thing that didn't happen? Kyle Lowry didn't get traded. Yeah. This is one thing that I want to get into, and kind of like how Toronto is being incompetent.
Didn't he sign an extension a couple years ago?
Who is one of your best scorers. And then they made moves in trading Matt Thomas and Terrence Davis away for second rounders, meaning they were freeing up roster spaces to take on people for Kyle Lowry. They were trying to trade him and didn't. And like you got rid of two pretty key bench players. Well, not key, but two solid bench players that are going to have better seasons elsewhere. You got rid of Norman Powell for, I mean, a decent comeback. I think Gary Trent's really the only thing there. It's good. But I'm just like, you were positioning yourself to trade him, and then you didn't. Because the Heat wouldn't include Tyler Hero, which, understandable. We love that kid. But the Lakers didn't want to include Taylor Horton-Tucker, who, like, I'm sorry. If that's the guy you want to hold on to for Kyle Lowry, I don't see it. Don't see it.
I mean, I'm happy that Lowry gets
title.
I guess I'm happy for the sake of Lowry that he kind of gets, because this is his contract year, right?
Yes.
I'm happy he'll get to like kind of go on his own terms and pick where he wants to go, which is nice.
He'll get some good money, that man, Kyle Lowry. I mean, much. He'll get some good.
It's gonna be hard to picture him not in a Raptors uniform.
Yeah, but I just also want to get to one final thing about the NBA. The James Harden trade now is James Harden and PJ Tucker for Dante Exum, Kelly Olynyk, Avery Bradley, 3 first-rounders, and 5 pick swaps. That, like, 3 of them won't be used. That's the trade.
GM?
Fired. That's what they should be.
Well, it's now. Well, you said that was the James Harden trade. You said, right?
That's the James Harden trade now.
Yeah, Houston's stupid, but it's also now. It's also now or never for Brooklyn.
Brooklyn has Harden. They have Harden, Durant, and Kyrie for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
You know what the crazy thing is too? They had Jared Allen and Karis LeVert, and they said no, we want Vic, and then they sent Jared Allen to Cleveland, and they sent Karis LeVert to
Indiana. If you knew you didn't want Oladipo, you should have just kept LeVert. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But so funny if the Nets don't win anything.
It would be funny, but
they probably will. Next to the real Kings in New York.
We're the real Kings in New York. We haven't won since '73.
They moved here in 2012. They're not the original New York team. We are.
They've had more success than you have, bud.
Doesn't matter. They were from Jersey first, and Jersey.
Hey.
They rebuilt faster than you did.
Hey.
They had the worst trade in NBA history.
They signed KD and Kyrie. What have they done since? Absolutely nothing.
Because it's been a season.
I don't care. LeBron and AD one title in one season.
Yeah, because this is their first season in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
KD was hurt last year.
Oh, KD was hurt last year.
Yeah, he had a torn Achilles. Couldn't walk.
Walk it off.
Last little thing, March Madness. The Big Ten is irrelevant. The Big 12 sucks. The Pac-12 is the best conference known to man. I hate Illinois. I hate everything. I have a grudge against Illinois and the Big Ten forever.
Can we give a shout out to Oral Roberts?
Roberts, on the Lord's Day, the Lord said, "Let there be oral," and Oral Roberts went to the Sweet 16, and that's what happened.
I just want to also about March Madness. I'm currently in the lead in our bracket challenge.
Yeah. You're currently in the lead in the pool. Abby can very well beat Kyle and a couple other people, and like Liam. It could very well happen. I don't want to live in a world where that's a reality, so let's just dial it down.
Relax.
I mean, I want to give a shout out to the Houston Cougars.
Doesn't know what that means.
They could very well lose to Loyola Chicago in the.
They definitely could, and also a big come on now to Dwayne Washington.
Bro, Ohio State sucks. I don't know what to tell you. Why'd you pick Ohio State in your other brackets?
No, because Liddell is a beast. Liddell, first of all, the fact that they're getting death threats is ridiculous.
It's sports. It happened. It's stupid, but it happens.
It happened with the Packers a couple months ago. Marquez Valdez.
It happens with every sports team when they lose in tragic fashion because sports fans are stupid. They're terrible. We're terrible people.
We suck.
Yes.
We're terrible fans.
We got less than a minute, so.
No, we got 2 minutes, bro. I can see the time right here. We got
one minute on mine. I don't know.
1:50.
Okay. All right. Let me know when it's less than a minute for you then. But
is Danny's broken?
Mine also says less than a minute.
Whoa, do I have extended time? Am I time traveling?
Can I get a quick shout out though, real quick? Can we do that?
You shout out another podcast that's not yours.
Wow.
Shout out the Rags Report.
It's not a podcast. It's an
YouTube.com/Resort Sport.
I'm gonna give them another shout out because they're cool. The Golf Geniuses Instagram. We'll have the link in the description again. Brent by my brother Sean Reardon, Jacob Burkowski, and Robert Beers. This time I got all 3 of them in there. Sorry about last
Shout
time.
out to Jacob
Shout out to
Kidman.
you guys.
Shout out to Vin Pichero.
What? Shout out to Vin Pichero.
Let's go. Let's go,
anything
Yanks.
else you guys want to say?
Coltrane.
Coltrane. Baseball starts next week. We'll probably talk about
Let's
that.
go.
I feel like that's we're excited for that.
Go Yanks. Hopefully no one dies. Or like by that I mean injuries.
I hope no one does.
All right. Anything else y'all want to say?
Go
Fire
Gales.
David Quinn.
Go Gales.
Dole and sell the team. That's all I got.
Bama's winning the national title. I'm calling it now.
Baylor's winning the national title.
Probably, but
I
Bama.
hate
I'm going
Bama.
Bama.
No.
I hate them too, but Bama.
All right. See ya.